How much of your reality is actually real? The world you experience might be just one version among countless others. We are about to explore 30 shocking secrets of multiverse theory, taking you on a journey through the hidden layers of existence. You will discover how your every choice spawns new universes, why time travel paradoxes may be illusions, and whether your dreams are glimpses into other lives. By the end, you will see reality in a completely new light. We will uncover if the universe's expansion is driven by parallel worlds and whether ancient cultures already knew the truth. What single idea about existence would you be willing to question? The year was 1957, and a brilliant young physicist named Hugh Everett proposed an idea so radical it was nearly dismissed entirely. He suggested that every single quantum event does not resolve into one outcome, but splits reality into multiple branches. This is the many worlds interpretation, and it is not science fiction. It is a legitimate, though mind-bending, solution to one of quantum mechanics' greatest puzzles. Think of the famous Schrödinger's cat, the thought experiment where a cat in a box is simultaneously alive and dead until someone looks. The many worlds view says both outcomes are real. The moment you open the box, the universe divides. In one reality, you find a living cat and feel relief. In another, just beside our own but forever separate, a version of you stares at a dead cat in horror. Every quantum jump, every random particle decay, every choice you make, no matter how small, could be spawning new universes. This means there is a world where you took that different job offer, a world where dinosaurs never went extinct, and a world where the very laws of physics are subtly altered. The implications are staggering, reshaping not just our understanding of reality, but the very nature of existence and our place within an infinite cosmic tapestry. This single idea means you are not just one person on a single path. You are a multitude. Every decision you have ever made, from the monumental to the seemingly insignificant, did not just close a door. It opened an infinite number of new ones. In this very moment, a version of you who chose to move to a different city is looking out a different window. Another you who decided to speak to that stranger years ago is now sharing a life with them. Your regrets, your triumphs, the paths not taken, they are all being lived out in real time, somewhere in the vast cosmic expanse. This is not about what could have been. It is about what is right now, in a reality so close you can almost feel its presence. The philosophical weight of this is immense. It asks a profound question. If every possible version of you exists, then who are you really? Are you defined by the specific sequence of choices in this timeline? Or are you the sum total of all your infinite selves? The concept of a single linear destiny shatters. There is no one grand plan for your life, because every possible plan is being executed. This can feel liberating, removing the pressure of a single correct path. Yet it can also feel isolating, as if your choices here matter less because somewhere, another outcome is guaranteed. But perhaps the opposite is true. Perhaps it makes this specific life, with all its unique joys and sorrows, all the more precious. It is the one you are consciously experiencing, the one thread you are holding in an impossibly large tapestry. So the next time you pause at a crossroads, wondering about the road not taken, you can know with certainty that another you is already walking it. This profound redefinition of self leads us directly to one of the most persistent puzzles in all of science fiction and physics, the dreaded grandfather paradox. You have likely heard of it. What happens if you travel back in time and accidentally prevent your own grandfather from meeting your grandmother? The logical contradiction is immediate. If you were never born, how could you have traveled back in time to commit the act in the first place? It is a closed loop of impossibility that seems to render time travel a nonsensical fantasy. But within the framework of the multiverse, this paradox simply evaporates. The moment you step into your time machine and activate it, you are not traveling back along a single, fixed line of history. You are, in essence, jumping sideways into a new, parallel branch of reality. In that new universe, your actions unfold freely. You could indeed prevent that specific meeting. In that new timeline, a version of you will never be born. But that version is not you. Your original timeline, the one from which you began your journey, remains completely untouched and unchanged. Your own personal history, your grandparents, your very existence, is perfectly secure in the universe you left behind. You are not erasing yourself. You are simply creating a new reality where a different story plays out. This makes time travel, at least in theory, logically consistent. There is no paradox because there is no single timeline to corrupt. Every attempt to change the past succeeds only in spawning a new future, a new branch on the infinite tree of possibility. Your journey into the past becomes just another quantum event, another decision point that splits the cosmos. So the next time you watch a movie about time travelers desperately trying to fix the past, you can smile, knowing the multiverse has a far more elegant solution. It does not prevent change, it simply multiplies it. This elegant solution to time travel hints at an even deeper connection between parallel worlds, one that might explain the greatest cosmic mystery of our time, dark energy. For decades, astronomers have known our universe is not just expanding, but its expansion is accelerating, driven by some unknown, repulsive force that makes up about 70% of the cosmos. We call this force dark energy, but its true nature has remained completely elusive. What if the answer isn't a mysterious energy field within our universe, but something far grander, a force from outside our cosmic borders? A controversial hypothesis suggests that what we perceive as dark energy could actually be the subtle gravitational tug of other universes, parallel to our own, gently pressing in on the fabric of our reality. Think of our universe as a single bubble in a vast, frothing cosmic sea, a sea filled with countless other bubbles. These bubbles, these other universes, are not completely isolated. Their membranes might brush against one another in the higher dimensional bulk of space. The immense gravity of these neighboring universes, pushing from the outside, could be what we are misinterpreting as a mysterious internal force pushing our own universe apart. This is not a violent collision, but a constant, faint pressure, a cosmic whisper from the multiverse next door. It is a radical idea, but it is compelling because it could solve two profound puzzles at once. It explains the source of dark energy, and it provides a tangible, testable link to the multiverse itself. The acceleration of our cosmos might not be a sign of its impending lonely death in a cold, dark emptiness, but rather a signature of its living, breathing neighbors in an infinite cosmic community. The emptiness of space may not be empty at all, but simply thin, a place where the walls between realities are stretched so fine we can feel the presence of what lies beyond. That faint pressure from neighboring universes might leave more than just a whisper. It could leave a scar. Our most powerful evidence for this cosmic collision comes from the oldest light in the universe, the cosmic microwave background. This faint afterglow is a baby picture of the cosmos, a snapshot from when the universe was just 380,000 years old, and it blankets the entire sky. Scientists meticulously mapping this radiation have discovered something deeply puzzling, a massive cold spot, an area of space far colder than our models can easily explain. This is not a minor statistical fluke. It is a colossal anomaly, a cosmic bruise billions of light years across. One compelling theory suggests this cold spot is not a feature of our universe at all, but the imprint of a violent encounter in its infancy, a collision with another universe. Think of it like two soap bubbles gently bumping into each other in a sink. Where they touch, energy is transferred. In the case of universes, a collision with a parallel bubble universe could have siphoned energy away from a region of our own, leaving it permanently colder, a fossilized fingerprint of the multiverse pressed into the very fabric of our reality. Researchers are actively scanning the cosmic microwave background for other, more subtle patterns, like concentric rings or specific polarization signatures, that could be the telltale signs of not just one, but multiple such collisions. This transforms the cosmic microwave background from a simple relic into a potential palimpsest, a canvas where the history of our universe's interactions with its invisible neighbors is written. We are not just looking at the dawn of our own cosmos. We might be reading the first chapter of a much larger story, one that details our place in a crowded cosmic neighborhood. The search for these fingerprints is perhaps our most promising, most tangible hunt for empirical proof that we are not alone in the ultimate sense. The fingerprints of a cosmic collision are not the only evidence pressing in on our reality. Another deep mystery, one that even troubled Albert Einstein, offers a potential window into the multiverse. He called it spooky action at a distance, but we know it today as quantum entanglement. This is the bizarre phenomenon where two particles, even when separated by the entire width of a galaxy, remain mysteriously linked, change the property of one, and its distant partner instantly changes too, seemingly communicating faster than the speed of light. This violates our most fundamental understanding of locality, the idea that objects are only influenced by their immediate surroundings. How can information travel instantaneously across such vast distances? The answer might be that it does not have to travel at all. A groundbreaking theory suggests these entangled particles are not two separate entities sending signals across a vast gulf. Instead, they are the very same particle, or rather, two different versions of it, existing in parallel universes that are intimately connected. In this view, what we perceive as two entangled electrons in our one universe are actually a single electron, but its existence is smeared across two adjacent branches of reality. They are not communicating. They are simply different facets of the same underlying object. When we measure one, we are just locking in the state of that particular facet, and the other facet in the neighboring universe responds in perfect, mirrored harmony because it is fundamentally the same thing. This transforms entanglement from a spooky signal into a cosmic identity. The particles are not talking. They are just being themselves across multiple dimensions at once. Recent experiments are beginning to test the edges of this idea, probing whether the strange rules of quantum mechanics are best explained by interactions occurring across a vast, hidden landscape of parallel worlds. This is not just a philosophical curiosity. It suggests that the very fabric of our reality is woven together by threads that stretch across the multiverse, tying everything together in a way we are only beginning to comprehend. This precise synchronization across realities points to an even deeper cosmic mystery, one written into the very laws of physics themselves. The fundamental constants of our universe appear to be perfectly and miraculously tuned for life. The strength of gravity, the force binding atoms, the mass of an electron. If any of these values were altered by even a fraction of a percent, the universe as we know it would not exist. stars would not form, complex elements would never fuse, and life would be an impossibility. This perfect balance is so exact, it seems to defy random chance, as if the cosmos were deliberately designed for our existence. This is the puzzle of fine-tuning, yet within the infinite multiverse, this apparent miracle finds a stunningly simple explanation. It is known as the anthropic principle. In a reality where every possible combination of physical laws and constants exists across countless universes, it is no surprise that we find ourselves in one of the rare, hospitable ones. We could not possibly observe a universe that forbids our own existence. Imagine a vast, cosmic lottery with an infinite number of tickets. Each ticket represents a unique universe with a random set of physical laws. The overwhelming majority of these tickets are losers, universes that instantly collapse, or are formless, or are utterly barren. But with an infinite number of draws, a winning ticket is not just possible, it is inevitable. Our universe is that winning ticket. We are not the lucky recipients of a one in a Google chance. We are simply the conscious inhabitants of one of the universes where the numbers lined up correctly. This does not make our existence any less wondrous, but it reframes the question entirely. Instead of asking why our universe is so perfectly suited for life, we should ask what it means to be the self-aware expression of a cosmos that got it right. The multiverse transforms our perspective from being at the center of a special creation to being a beautiful, natural outcome of an endless cosmic variation. Your ability to ponder these very questions is not a fluke, but a direct consequence of living in a universe where such contemplation is physically possible. The very laws of physics that allow for our existence might be a local ordinance, a set of rules that only applies within our cosmic neighborhood. This leads us to the most extreme environments in our universe, black holes, and a secret that redefines their ultimate purpose. Black holes might not be the final endpoints of destruction we once believed. They could be cosmic wombs, gateways to the birth of entirely new universes. This radical idea emerges from a deep puzzle in physics known as the black hole information paradox. According to quantum mechanics, information, the fundamental identity of every particle that falls into a black hole, can never truly be destroyed. Yet, according to general relativity, anything crossing a black hole's event horizon is lost forever, crushed into a singularity of infinite density. So, where does the information go? One compelling solution is that it does not stay here. The immense gravitational collapse at the heart of a black hole, the singularity, might not be an end point. Instead, it could be a bridge, a point of such extreme physics that it pinches off from our own spacetime and blossoms into a new, expanding universe of its own. The matter and energy that falls in does not vanish. It becomes the seed for an entirely new cosmic realm, potentially with its own unique set of physical laws, forever separated from our own. Think of a black hole not as a pit, but as a seed pod, a pod that detaches from the parent plant, our universe, and drifts away to germinate in the soil of a higher dimensional reality, sprouting a new cosmos with its own stars, galaxies, and perhaps even life. This solves the information paradox elegantly. The information is not destroyed. It is simply transferred, relocated to a new reality where the story of those particles continues. Every black hole, from the small to the supermassive, could be a creator. The universe you are in right now might itself be the interior of a black hole existing in a parent universe, a thought that ties our entire existence into an infinite, fractal chain of cosmic birth. The terrifying darkness of a black hole's shadow might not be an abyss, but a horizon of creation, the first moment of a new dawn in a reality we can never see. But if every possible version of you exists across an infinite tapestry of realities, why does this specific life feel so singular and continuous? The answer may lie within the most mysterious frontier of all, your own consciousness. A startling hypothesis proposes that your awareness is not just a passive observer of reality, but an active participant that chooses, moment by moment, which universe you experience. This is the quantum consciousness theory, a blend of neuroscience and quantum physics that suggests our observation does not just measure the world, it literally selects it from a sea of possibilities. In the many worlds interpretation, every quantum event spawns new branches, but your conscious mind, the stream of your thoughts and perceptions, may be like a needle threading through this infinite fabric, following one single, consistent timeline. You are not creating the other universes, they all exist. But your focus, your awareness, is what locks you into this specific sequence of events, making it feel like the only reality. Think of it like a radio dial. An infinite number of stations are broadcasting simultaneously, each a different version of reality. Your consciousness is the tuner. It selects one frequency, one station, and for you, that becomes the only song playing. Every decision you make, every random quantum fluctuation in your brain, could be a subtle turn of that dial, shifting your awareness to a slightly different branch of the multiverse. This could explain the very nature of choice. When you decide between coffee and tea, your consciousness does not create a new universe. Instead, it migrates your point of view to the universe where you chose coffee, while another version of your awareness seamlessly continues in the branch where you chose tea. You are always the version of you that is consciously experiencing the outcome of your decisions. This idea transforms free will from an illusion into a form of cosmic navigation. You are not a leaf blown by the winds of chance, but a captain steering your conscious experience through an ocean of infinite possibilities. The reality you wake up in tomorrow is not predetermined. It is waiting to be selected by the most powerful instrument you possess, your own focused attention. Our entire cosmic history, from the Big Bang to the galaxies we see today, might be nothing more than a local event. The prevailing theory of cosmic inflation suggests that in its first fleeting moments, our universe underwent a period of unimaginably rapid expansion. But what if that expansion never truly stopped everywhere? This is the heart of eternal inflation, a theory that paints a picture far grander than a single beginning. In this view, the vacuum of space possesses an intrinsic energy, and this energy can trigger spontaneous, unstoppable expansion in random patches. Think of it as a vast, boiling pot of water. Our Big Bang was not the pot itself heating up. It was just one single bubble forming in that endlessly churning cosmic foam. That bubble was our universe, and within it, inflation ended, allowing for particles, stars, and us to form. But outside our bubble, in the greater meta-universe, that hyper-expansion continues eternally. And in that seething, faster-than-light expanse, new bubbles are constantly nucleating, each one a new universe with its own Big Bang, its own laws of physics, and its own destiny. This process is not a one-time event from the distant past. It is happening right now, an infinite number of times, in a realm forever beyond our sight. Our universe is not unique. It is one bubble in an infinite and ever-growing froth of reality. This means the Big Bang was not the beginning of everything. It was merely our beginning, a single bloom in an endless, timeless garden of creation. Every new universe that forms could be radically different from our own. Some might have stronger gravity, collapsing back in on themselves instantly. Others might have weaker nuclear forces, never forming atoms. A rare few, like ours, achieve the perfect balance for complexity and life. The cycle is eternal and unthinking, a cosmic engine of possibility that tirelessly churns out new worlds. Your existence here, in this specific bubble, feels like the entire story. But you are living in just one chapter of a book, with an infinite number of volumes, each telling a completely different tale of what reality can be. The radio dial of your consciousness is tuned to a specific reality. But what if the very language of that reality exists in a dimension all its own? There is a secret that suggests the numbers and equations we use to describe the cosmos are not human inventions. They are discoveries from a parallel reality, a timeless, spaceless realm of pure mathematical truth. This is the concept of mathematical Platonism, and it proposes that the abstract world of mathematics is more fundamentally real than the physical universe we inhabit. Think of a perfect circle. You can draw one on paper, but it will always be flawed with bumpy lines and an imperfect curve. Yet in your mind, you understand the concept of a perfect circle, with a precise ratio between its circumference and its diameter, the number pi. Platonists argue that this perfect circle, along with every other mathematical form and truth, actually exists in an ideal realm. Our universe, with its stars, atoms, and laws, is simply a shadowy, imperfect reflection of this perfect mathematical world. When a physicist writes down an equation that describes the orbit of a planet or the behavior of a subatomic particle, they are not creating a model from scratch. They are deciphering a code, translating a truth that has existed for eternity. The universe is not written in mathematics. It is mathematics, and we are slowly learning to read it. This means that in a very real sense, 2 plus 2 equals 4 not because we decided it should, but because that is an unchangeable fact in the Platonic multiverse, a fact that holds true regardless of whether any conscious mind exists to acknowledge it. The intricate patterns of a snowflake, the spiral of a galaxy, the chaotic dance of weather systems, all of these are physical manifestations of deeper, eternal mathematical relationships. Our minds have somehow evolved a unique ability to tap into this realm, to perceive these truths, and use them to navigate our own reality. This leads to a profound question that has troubled philosophers and scientists for centuries. Are we inventing mathematics, or are we merely explorers in a vast, pre-existing landscape of logic and form, uncovering its secrets one theorem at a time? The uncanny effectiveness of mathematics in the natural sciences suggests the latter. It is as if we are finding user manuals for reality that were written long before the universe itself began. The mathematical multiverse may be the ultimate source code, and our physical reality is just one of the countless possible programs that can be run on it. This very act of imagining a story might be more than just creative play. If the multiverse is truly infinite, and every possible variation of reality is physically real somewhere, then the stories we write are not fiction at all. They are documentaries. Every myth, every fairy tale, every novel and film you have ever experienced could be a glimpse into a genuine, existing parallel world. The epic battles of ancient legends, the strange creatures from fantasy novels, even the mundane events of a simple love story, they are all unfolding in real time, in universes where the conditions allowed for them to exist. A writer sitting at a desk, crafting a tale about a dragon, is not inventing a creature from pure imagination. They are tuning their consciousness, perhaps subconsciously, to a frequency where dragons are as real as gravity, and transcribing what they perceive. This concept elevates the role of the storyteller from an entertainer to an accidental explorer, a chronicler of the infinite. Your own dreams, those fleeting, nonsensical narratives that fill your nights, could be your mind's untethered journey across the multiverse, a nightly broadcast from realities where the laws of physics and logic are just different enough to feel strange. Think of the most outlandish dream you have ever had. A world with purple skies and floating mountains, a conversation with a long-dead historical figure, a sensation of flying unaided. In an infinite cosmos, there is a universe where that is not a dream, but the daily, ordinary reality for another version of you. This does not diminish the power of our stories. It magnifies them beyond measure. The human impulse to create and share narratives is not an escape from reality. It is an innate, profound connection to the grander truth of existence. Every time you lose yourself in a book, you are not just reading, you are visiting. You are peering through a temporary window into a world that is just as solid and valid as your own. A world where a different story is being told. The library of all possible stories is not a metaphor. It is the multiverse itself, and every one of us is both a reader and an author, contributing our own unique chapter to the endless, unfolding epic of everything that is, was, and ever could be. That same principle of parallel existence might be powering the next great leap in human technology. The staggering potential of quantum computing is not just about faster processors. It is about a machine that could be outsourcing its work to other realities. While a classical computer bit is a simple 1 or a 0, a quantum bit or qubit exists in a state of superposition, a blend of both 1 and 0 at the same time. According to the many worlds interpretation, this superposition is not just a mathematical abstraction. It is a genuine physical state where the qubit is actively interacting with its counterparts in parallel universes. When a quantum computer runs a calculation, it is not performing one operation after another. It is leveraging the combined processing power of an infinite number of versions of itself, all working on different parts of the problem simultaneously. Imagine you are facing a labyrinth with trillions of possible paths. A classical computer would have to walk down each corridor one by one, a process that could take centuries. A quantum computer, however, sends a version of itself down every single path at once. It explores the entire maze in the time it takes to explore just one. This is not a metaphor. It is the proposed mechanism for its immense speed. The moment the calculation is complete and we read the result, the universes collapse back into a single observable outcome for us, the correct answer. We are left with the solution, while the ghostly labor of our cosmic twins remains unseen. This means the device cooling in a lab could be the first practical machine to actively harness the structure of the multiverse. Its processing power is not manufactured, it is tapped, like plugging into a cosmic grid of infinite possibility. The development of a fully functional quantum computer would not just be a technological revolution. It would be our first piece of empirical hardware proving that parallel worlds are not a fantasy, but a resource waiting to be used. Your memory is a fragile thing, a personal record you trust implicitly. But what happens when that record is shared by millions, and it is provably wrong? This is the unsettling core of the Mandela effect, a phenomenon where large groups of people vividly recall events or details that never happened in our timeline. The name itself comes from the most famous example, the widespread and certain memory of Nelson Mandela dying in a South African prison during the 1980s. In our reality, he was released, became president, and passed away in 2013. Yet thousands insist they remember news coverage of his funeral, a collective ghost from a past that does not exist here. Other examples are equally jarring. Many people clearly recall the Berenstain Bears children's books being spelled Berenstein. The correct spelling has always been Berenstein. Some swear the Monopoly Man wears a monocle, though he never has. Others recall a movie titled Shazam starring the comedian Sinbad as a genie, a film that was never made. These are not simple misrememberings. The memories are often sharp, specific, and held with unshakable conviction. So where do they come from? A controversial theory suggests these are not faulty memories at all, but accurate recollections from other timelines. In this view, the Mandela effect is evidence of universe switching. The idea is that as the infinite multiverse evolves, timelines that are very similar can sometimes converge or bump into one another. When this happens, the conscious awareness of individuals, or even large groups, might momentarily flicker between these adjacent realities. You do not physically jump from one universe to another. Instead, your stream of consciousness, that radio dial we discussed earlier, briefly tunes into a station where a different event occurred. When it tunes back, you are left with a powerful, residual memory of that other world's history. You remember Mandela dying in prison because, in the universe your consciousness just sampled, he did. You recall the book being Berenstain because in that closely aligned reality, it was spelled that way. This would explain why the memories feel so real and are so widely shared. It was a collective glitch in the matrix of our perceived reality, a momentary bleed through from a parallel world. From a scientific standpoint, this is a fringe explanation. Mainstream psychology offers more grounded theories like confabulation, where the brain fills in memory gaps with plausible fabrications, or the power of suggestion within social groups. The spelling of Berenstain is easily misread, and the name Stein is far more common than Stain. The Monopoly Man is often associated with rich, old-fashioned characters who do wear monocles, like Mr. Peanut. The memory of Sinbad as a genie is likely a conflation of his appearance in the movie Chasm, which actually starred Shaquille O'Neal. Our minds are not perfect recorders. They are creative storytellers, constantly editing and revising our personal histories. Yet, the sheer emotional power and specificity of these false memories keep the universe-switching theory alive in the popular imagination. It is a tantalizing thought that our occasional sense of dissonance, that feeling that something is not quite right with the world, might be a genuine echo from another version of our lives. It transforms a simple memory error into a potential clue, a faint signal that the walls between worlds are thinner than we think. Gravity is the force that holds entire galaxies together, yet a single small magnet can effortlessly overcome the entire planet's pull on a paperclip. This bizarre imbalance is known as the hierarchy problem, and it has haunted physicists for generations. Why is gravity so unimaginably weaker than the other fundamental forces? The answer might be that gravity is not weak at all, but simply spread thin. Imagine our three-dimensional universe as a vast sheet of paper, floating within a higher dimensional space called the bulk. The electromagnetic force, along with the strong and weak nuclear forces, are like ink printed directly onto that paper. They are bound to our sheet, concentrated and powerful within our reality. Gravity, however, is different. It is not confined to the page. Gravity can leak through the paper itself, its influence diffusing out into the immense volume of the higher dimensional bulk. What we experience as gravity's feeble strength in our world is not its true power. but merely the tiny fraction of its influence that remains within our cosmic borders. The rest is spilling out, washing over an infinite stack of other parallel universes floating nearby. This single idea resolves the hierarchy problem with breathtaking elegance. Gravity is not an outlier. It is the only force aware of the bigger picture, the only one that feels the presence of the entire multiverse. Its apparent weakness is the ultimate clue, a direct signature that we are not alone in the cosmic expanse. The force that keeps your feet on the ground is simultaneously touching realities you will never see. The same force that touches other realities may have been sensed by our ancestors long before the first equations were ever written. Ancient cultures across the globe describe the cosmos in ways that bear a startling resemblance to the modern multiverse. In Hinduism, there is no single universe, but countless layers of reality known as lokas. These are not heavens and hells in a linear sense, but coexisting planes of existence, each with its own distinct laws and beings, from the physical world to realms of pure consciousness. Similarly, Buddhist philosophy speaks of innumerable world systems, a vast cosmos where countless Buddha fields exist simultaneously, each a universe unto itself. Indigenous traditions from the Americas often describe multiple worlds stacked one upon the other, or existing alongside our own, accessible through visions, dreams, or sacred rituals. These are not primitive myths. They are sophisticated cosmological models that emerged from deep contemplation. The Aboriginal concept of the Dreamtime, for instance, is not just a story of creation, but an eternal, parallel dimension that underpins and interconnects with the physical world. How could these diverse cultures, separated by continents and millennia, all arrive at such a similar vision of a layered, pluralistic reality? It seems humanity has intuitively sensed the truth of a multidimensional cosmos for thousands of years. They may not have had the mathematics of quantum mechanics, but they possessed a profound spiritual insight into the nature of existence. They understood that what we see is only a fragment of a much greater whole, and that countless other stories are unfolding just beyond the veil of ordinary perception. Our most advanced physics might finally be providing the language for what mystics and shamans have been describing all along. The multiverse is not a new idea. It is perhaps the oldest story we have ever told ourselves, a fundamental human intuition now being confirmed by science. The shape of our universe is a profound question with a deceptively simple answer, and that answer points directly to a reality far beyond our own. Cosmologists have measured the large-scale geometry of the cosmos with incredible precision, and they have found it to be almost perfectly flat. This flatness is not like a sheet of paper, but means that parallel lines will never meet, and the rules of Euclidean geometry we learned in school hold true on the grandest of scales. Such perfect flatness is astronomically unlikely to have occurred by chance from a single, solitary Big Bang. It is like balancing a pencil perfectly on its tip for billions of years, a state of such delicate equilibrium that it demands an explanation. That explanation is cosmic inflation, the theory that our universe underwent a period of hyper-expansion in its first moments. Inflation stretches any initial curvature in spacetime so dramatically that the resulting observable universe appears flat to us, just as a small patch of a vast balloon appears flat when you are standing on it. But inflation, in its most powerful form, does not just create one flat universe. It is an eternal, unstoppable process that continually spawns new bubble universes, each with its own potentially different geometry. Our flat universe is not special or unique. It is simply one of countless bubbles in an infinite multiverse, a single tile in an endless cosmic mosaic. The very flatness we measure is not a property of a lone cosmos, but a signature of our place within a much grander, inflationary meta-reality. This geometric fact is a silent message written across the sky, telling us that our entire cosmic history is just a local event within an immeasurably larger structure. The topology of space reveals another clue, the possibility that our universe might be finite but unbounded, like the surface of a sphere. If you were to travel in one direction for an impossibly long time, you might not find an edge, but instead return to your starting point from the opposite direction. Whether infinite or finite, this self-contained nature suggests a unit of reality, one complete world among many. The precise flatness and potential closure of our cosmos are like the architectural blueprints for a single room, and those blueprints strongly imply the existence of the entire house, a multiversal structure of which we are only one small, habitable part. We are not just looking out at a vast universe. We are living inside one specific piece of a puzzle so large we can only infer its true shape from the edges of our own. This concept leads us to a deeply unsettling thought experiment known as quantum suicide, an idea that pushes the logic of the many worlds interpretation to its most extreme and personal limit. Imagine a device is set up, a gun aimed at you that is triggered by a single quantum event, like the decay of a radioactive atom. In any one universe, this is a game of Russian roulette with a 50-50 chance. You pull the trigger. From an outside perspective, in half the newly split universes, you are tragically dead. But from your own first-person subjective point of view, what do you experience? You will only ever experience the outcomes where you survive. In the branches where the gun fires, your consciousness ceases instantly. You are not there to witness that failure. Your awareness seamlessly continues only in the realities where the quantum coin landed on life. Every single time you pull that trigger, the same split occurs. To any outside observer, you would appear incredibly, impossibly lucky, but from the inside, it would feel perfectly normal. You would simply never observe your own death. This is the hypothesis of quantum immortality. Your conscious timeline, the one you call your life, would appear to continue indefinitely, constantly navigating away from fatal accidents, illnesses, and old age, always finding itself in a universe where you live another day. The philosophical implications are staggering and deeply controversial. It suggests that from your own perspective, you might be effectively immortal, not in a magical sense, but as a logical consequence of an infinite multiverse. This is not a pleasant immortality. It is a terrifying one. You would inevitably find yourself in universes where you survive scenarios that should have been fatal, perhaps with severe injuries, or in a world ravaged by catastrophe. The older you became, the more you would be a statistical anomaly, a conscious thread persistently weaving through a tapestry of reality that constantly kills off other versions of yourself. This idea forces us to confront the very nature of subjective experience. Is your life just the single, linear story you perceive, or is it the sum of all its branches, most of which you are utterly unaware of? Quantum immortality argues for the former, that consciousness is a path-dependent phenomenon that only tracks the survivable outcomes. It transforms death from an absolute endpoint into a relative event, something that happens to other versions of you, but never to the you that is doing the experiencing. While this remains a speculative and deeply philosophical puzzle, it highlights the profound strangeness of living in a multiverse, where the most intimate aspects of your existence, your life and your death, may not be what they seem at all. The mathematical multiverse may be the ultimate source code, but what if our entire reality is composed of vibrating strings? This is the core of string theory, a framework that replaces the point-like particles of traditional physics with tiny, one-dimensional loops of energy. For this beautiful theory to be mathematically consistent, it demands that the universe has not 3, but 10 or even 26 dimensions. The extra dimensions are curled up or compactified into shapes so small we cannot perceive them. And here lies the secret. The way these extra dimensions curl is not unique. The mathematics of string theory reveals a staggering number of possible stable configurations, a number so vast it defies human comprehension, around 10 to the power of 500. That is a 1 followed by 500 zeros, a figure greater than the number of atoms in our observable universe. Each distinct configuration results in a different set of physical laws. One specific curl might produce a universe with our exact strength of gravity and mass for the electron. Another might create a cosmos where nuclear forces are too weak for atoms to form, rendering it forever sterile. This is the string theory landscape, a cosmic catalog of every possible universe that the theory allows. The existence of this vast landscape presents a profound challenge, known as the landscape problem. If there are 10 to the 500 valid ways for the extra dimensions to curl, then which one corresponds to our universe, and why this one? The theory itself offers no preferred answer. It simply states that all of them are, in principle, equally valid solutions. This is where the multiverse becomes not just a philosophical speculation, but a potential necessity for the theory's own coherence. The only way to explain why we find ourselves in a universe with our specific, life-permitting laws is if all possible configurations are real, existing somewhere in a greater multiverse. Our cosmos is not fine-tuned. It is simply one entry in an unimaginably vast library of physical possibilities, a single volume shelved alongside 10 to the power of 500 others. String theory, our most promising candidate for a theory of everything, may inherently describe not a single universe, but the entire multiverse itself. The search for one fundamental set of laws could ultimately reveal that there is no single set, only an endless, shimmering tapestry of variation, with our reality being just one thread in an infinite weave. Your dreams might be more than just a nightly neurological sideshow. They could be your most direct, unfiltered connection to the lives of your other selves. This speculative idea suggests that during the dream state, when the brain's filters are down and rational control is relaxed, your consciousness might temporarily tune into the experiences of your alternate versions in parallel realities. It is a moment when the radio dial of your mind spins freely, picking up faint signals from across the multiverse. Think of those dreams that feel uncannily real, not in their fantasy, but in their mundane detail. You are walking through a city you have never visited, yet you know the twist of every street. You are having a conversation with a stranger whose face and emotions are as clear as any memory. You are living a full day at a job you have never held, feeling the specific stress of a deadline or the joy of a promotion, only to wake up disoriented, the residue of that other life clinging to you for hours. These are not just random firings of a sleeping brain. They feel like memories because, in a very real sense, they are. They are the memories of another you. Neurological research struggles to explain why some dreams possess such intense coherence and emotional weight, far beyond the fragmented chaos of typical sleep cycles. Brain scans show heightened activity in regions associated with memory and emotional processing during these vivid episodes, as if the mind is not generating fiction, but replaying and processing actual experiences. The déjà vu you sometimes feel in waking life could be the echo of a dream, a brief moment where your current reality perfectly overlaps with a scene your other self lived through the night before. Anecdotes abound of people solving problems in their dreams, or learning skills they never practiced, as if downloading information from a version of themselves who put in the work. A musician might wake up with a complete symphony in their head, a gift from their virtuoso twin in a world where they never gave up the piano. A person facing a difficult decision might dream the consequence of each choice with stunning clarity, receiving guidance not from their subconscious, but from the lived outcomes of their parallel selves. Of course, the standard scientific explanation remains that dreams are a tool for memory consolidation and emotional regulation, an internal theater for the mind. Yet this cannot easily account for the profound, specific, and often prophetic nature of certain dreams that feel less like a rehearsal and more like a broadcast. If the multiverse is real, then every night when you close your eyes, you are not just visiting the landscape of your own mind. You are checking in on an infinite family, peering through a keyhole into the infinite rooms of your own existence. The dream world may be the one place where the walls between realities are truly thin. The profound silence of the cosmos is one of its greatest mysteries. With billions of galaxies, each containing billions of stars, the universe should be teeming with intelligent life. Yet when we listen, we hear nothing but an eerie, empty quiet. This is the Fermi paradox, the perplexing contradiction between the high probability of alien civilizations and the utter lack of evidence for them. The multiverse offers a stunning and humbling solution. In an infinite sea of realities, our universe is not a typical one. It is an extraordinary oasis, the conditions that allowed for the rise of life, from the precise tuning of physical constants to the stable formation of planets, might be vanishingly rare across the greater cosmic landscape. For every universe like ours, there could be countless others where the laws of physics prevent complex chemistry, where stars burn out too quickly, or where planetary systems never form. In this view, we are not hearing from other civilizations because, within our particular cosmic bubble, there may be no one else to call. We could be alone, not because life is impossible, but because a universe capable of sustaining it long enough for intelligence to evolve is a statistical miracle. This reframes our entire existence. The silence is not a sign of our insignificance, but a testament to our incredible rarity. We are not a common, unremarkable occurrence in a crowded galaxy. We are the precious, self-aware product of a cosmic lottery win of unimaginable odds. The emptiness around us is the signature of our universe's specialness, a quiet confirmation that we inhabit one of the very few realities where the question, "Are we alone?" can even be asked. That lingering sense of chance, that feeling of probability governing our lives, might be the grandest illusion of all. We are taught that a flipped coin has a 50-50 chance of landing on heads or tails, but the many worlds interpretation presents a far more radical truth. Probability, as we understand it, does not fundamentally exist. It is merely a shadow cast by our singular perspective on an infinitely branching reality. When you flip that coin, the universe does not choose one outcome over another. It refuses to choose. Instead, it divides into two equally real branches. In one, the coin shows heads. In the other, it shows tails. Both outcomes occur with absolute certainty 100% of the time. The 50% probability we calculate is not a law of physics, but a measure of our ignorance, a statement about which of the two resulting universes this particular version of you will consciously experience. The randomness we perceive is just the path of our own awareness winding its way through an infinite garden of forking paths. This redefines everything from quantum mechanics to the simple choices of your daily life. A radioactive atom has a half-life not because it is unpredictable, but because at the moment of its decay, the universe splits perfectly. In half the new branches, it has decayed. In the other half, it remains intact. There is no spooky indeterminacy at the quantum level, only a relentless, deterministic multiplication of entire worlds. Your own life feels like a series of chances and choices, but from the multiverse's perspective, it is all a vast, simultaneous existence. Every risk you take, every opportunity you seize or ignore, is not a gamble with fate. It is a selection of which reality you will inhabit next. The universe does not roll dice. It builds every possible die and throws them all at once. So the next time you feel lucky or curse your misfortune, remember that in another world, just a whisper away, the opposite is equally true. Your luck is not a matter of chance, but a matter of location within the endless expanse of what is real. The silent cosmos might not be empty, but simply tuned to a different frequency, one we can only perceive when our own signal fades. This leads us to one of the most profound intersections of science and spirituality. The ancient human longing for an afterlife, for a realm beyond our physical death, might be more than just faith. It could be a deep, intuitive understanding of the multiverse. Heaven, hell, Valhalla, the Elysian fields, all these spiritual dimensions described by religions across the globe could be interpreted as real, physical parallel universes, each with its own unique set of laws governing existence. In this view, biological death is not an end, but a transition. It is the moment when the consciousness, that radio tuner we spoke of, is finally unplugged from the specific biological hardware of this body and this reality. Freed from its anchor, it migrates. It retunes to a different frequency in the cosmic spectrum, one that aligns with the sum total of a person's experiences, actions, and perhaps even their beliefs. The process could be a natural quantum phenomenon, where the complex information pattern of a consciousness decoheres from one universe and recoheres in another. Think of it like a television signal. Your life here is the broadcast. When the television set, your body breaks, the signal does not vanish. It simply stops being displayed on this particular screen. It continues to travel, and under the right conditions, it can be picked up and displayed by a different receiver in a different location, a different reality. This would mean that a heavenly realm of bliss is not a mythical reward, but a parallel universe whose physical laws naturally generate states of peace and connection. A hellish dimension of suffering is not a place of punishment, but a universe whose fundamental nature is one of turmoil and isolation. Your consciousness, shaped by the choices you made here, would naturally be attracted to the reality that resonates most closely with its own vibrational state. This is not about divine judgment, but about the physics of consciousness in a multidimensional cosmos. The near-death experiences reported by millions, with their common themes of tunnels of light and feelings of overwhelming love, could be glimpses of this very transition, the brief moment when the conscious mind is between stations, catching a clear signal from the next reality it is about to enter. This idea does not invalidate religion. It provides a potential scientific framework for its most enduring promises. The soul's journey may be a journey through the multiverse, and death may be the ultimate form of universe switching. The afterlife you have imagined your entire life is not a fantasy. It is a destination, a real place in the vast, layered architecture of everything that exists, waiting for your consciousness to finally come home. That uncanny feeling of familiarity might not be a glitch in your brain, but a crack in reality itself. You walk into a room you have never visited, or hear a phrase spoken for the first time, and a powerful, unsettling certainty washes over you. You have been here before. You have lived this exact moment. This is déjà vu, and while neuroscience offers explanations involving memory processing delays, a more profound possibility exists. What if this sensation is a brief, spontaneous leakage of memory from a parallel universe? In a multiverse of infinite possibilities, there are countless versions of you living out countless variations of your life. Most of the time, these streams of consciousness remain perfectly separate, but occasionally the walls between them might grow thin, and for a split second, a memory from another you, a you who did experience that moment, bleeds into your awareness. It is not a prediction of the future, but an echo from a present that is happening elsewhere. The feeling is so strong because it is a real memory, just not one from your own past. It belongs to another version of you in a nearly identical reality, a twin whose life path diverged just enough to have already encountered this specific conversation, this particular street corner, this exact arrangement of objects. The chronological impossibility you feel is the proof. Your brain struggles to file this foreign memory correctly, creating that jarring sense of having lived a moment that is, for your timeline, brand new. This would explain why déjà vu often feels more vivid and emotionally charged than a simple memory misfire. You are not just recalling a similar event. You are accessing a genuine experience from another branch of your own existence. The next time that strange familiarity grips you, instead of dismissing it, pause for a moment. Consider that you might be feeling the gentle nudge of a neighboring universe, a fleeting reminder that you are never truly alone on your path. The very laws that shape our reality might not be a random cosmic accident, but the product of a grand evolutionary process. Theoretical physicist Lee Smolin proposed a breathtaking idea, that the multiverse is not a static collection of every possibility, but a living, breathing ecosystem governed by Darwinian principles. In this radical view, universes themselves can reproduce, and the mechanism for this cosmic replication is the black hole. A black hole's singularity, according to this theory, does not mark an end. Instead, it pinches off from its parent universe to become the seed of a new Big Bang, spawning a daughter universe with its own unique set of physical laws. This is cosmic natural selection in its purest form. Now, consider which universes would be most successful in this grand evolutionary game. The universes that produce the most offspring, the most black holes, are the ones that will come to dominate the multiverse population over cosmic generations. What physical laws are best suited for creating an abundance of black holes? You need the right conditions for massive stars to form, live, and die in spectacular supernova explosions. You need a precise strength for gravity and nuclear forces that allows for the collapse of stellar cores into these gravitational monsters. A universe where gravity is too weak might never form stars dense enough to collapse. A universe where nuclear forces are too strong might prevent stars from ever dying. Our universe, with its perfect balance for stellar life and death, is a black hole-producing powerhouse. This means our physical constants are not fine-tuned for life. They are fine-tuned for fecundity, for the prolific creation of black holes. We and all life are simply along for the ride, a fortunate byproduct of a cosmos optimized for replication. This transforms our perspective entirely. We are not living in a universe designed for us. We are living inside a supremely successful cosmic parent, a universe that has mastered the art of creating more of itself. The silent, dark hearts of black holes are not tombs, but wombs, ensuring that the specific physics that allowed for their birth is passed on to an endless, evolving lineage of cosmic children. Your most significant choices feel like they spring from a deep, personal core of freedom. This is the age-old debate between free will and determinism, a philosophical battle that has raged for centuries. On one side, science seems to suggest a deterministic universe, where every event is the inevitable result of prior causes, a chain of cause and effect stretching back to the Big Bang. If this is true, then your feeling of making a genuine choice is merely an illusion, a story your brain tells itself. On the other side, our lived experience screams that our decisions are real and consequential. The multiverse offers a stunning synthesis, a third path that validates both perspectives. In the many worlds interpretation, the chain of cause and effect is not broken. The universe is still deterministic in the sense that it unfailingly follows the laws of physics. However, the outcome of those laws is not a single, predetermined future. It is every possible future, all realized with absolute certainty in their own separate branches. When you stand at a crossroads, your brain weighs options based on your memories, desires, and the quantum noise in your neurons. The universe does not force one outcome. It actualizes all of them. You do not create a new universe by choosing. Instead, your conscious awareness follows the branch that aligns with the choice you feel you are making. The you who turns left and the you who turns right both exist, and both of their decisions were the natural, lawful outcome of their specific circumstances. This means your intuitive feeling of free will is not an illusion. It is the real-time experience of navigating this infinite branching structure. Your decisions genuinely matter because they determine which of the countless real versions of you get to be. The path you choose is the one you live in, the one that shapes your continuing story. The weight of your choices is not diminished by the existence of other outcomes. It is magnified because you are actively selecting your own destination from an infinite map of possibilities. The multiverse does not rob you of your freedom. It gives that freedom a physical reality, embedding your every decision into the permanent fabric of the cosmos. A flickering figure in an old hallway, a whisper from an empty room, a sudden chill in still air. These classic ghostly encounters have haunted humanity for centuries, dismissed as fantasy or folklore. But within the framework of the multiverse, they demand a second look. What if these are not spirits of the dead, but glitches in the fabric of reality itself, momentary bleed-throughs from parallel worlds existing inches away from our own? The theory of universe bleed suggests that when two nearly identical timelines momentarily resonate or brush against each other in the higher dimensional bulk, information can leak across the barrier. This is not a ghost, but a living, breathing person from a reality so similar to ours that their presence briefly superimposes onto our own. Think of a radio picking up a faint signal from a neighboring station. The music from one channel momentarily overlaps with your program, creating a burst of static and a confusing blend of sounds. A ghostly apparition could be exactly that, a person from a parallel world going about their day, their image and perhaps even the sound of their voice briefly transmitted into our dimension. The famous phantom footsteps heard in historic homes might not be echoes of the past, but the very real, present-day footsteps of a family living in a nearly identical house in a neighboring universe. This would explain why these phenomena are often tied to specific locations. Certain places might act as weak points in the dimensional fabric, perhaps due to geological factors, intense historical emotional energy, or simply a persistent alignment with a nearly identical point in a parallel world. Consider the common report of a ghost scene repeatedly performing the same mundane action, like walking through a wall that was once a doorway. This is not a soul trapped in a loop. It could be a stable, recurring leak, a place where the wall between worlds is consistently thin, allowing us to witness a slice of daily life from a reality where the architecture is just slightly different. The chilling sensation often associated with hauntings could be the literal feeling of foreign physics, a different set of natural laws, brushing against our own. This framework does not dismiss the experiences of those who have witnessed these events. It validates them while providing a potential scientific vocabulary for what was once purely supernatural. It transforms a ghost story from a tale of the afterlife into a testament to the crowded, layered nature of existence. The next time you hear a story about a haunted place, ask not who is there, but which version of reality is momentarily pressing a little too close, offering a fleeting, startling glimpse into a home that is almost, but not quite, your own. The very force tearing our cosmos apart might be the engine of creation on a far grander scale. We have seen how dark energy drives the accelerating expansion of our universe, pushing galaxies away from each other at an ever-increasing rate. But this relentless push does not just affect the space within our cosmic bubble. It could be the very mechanism that continuously spawns new universes in the eternal inflationary void beyond. Imagine the meta-universe as an endlessly churning, hyper-expanding ocean. Our universe is one stable bubble that formed when inflation stopped inside it, allowing for stars and planets to coalesce. But outside our bubble, in that primordial, faster-than-light expanse, the inflationary energy still dominates. The gravitational repulsion of dark energy within our universe might be creating ripples and quantum fluctuations in that external inflationary field. Each of these ripples can become a seed, a tiny pocket where the inflationary energy collapses, giving birth to a brand new bubble universe with its own Big Bang. This means the fate of our own cosmos is not a lonely drift into cold, empty darkness. It is part of a vast, self-perpetuating cycle. As our universe expands and accelerates, it actively contributes to the conditions that create more sibling universes in the greater multiverse. The void between galaxies is not truly empty. It is a fertile ground, a nursery for new realities. Every moment as our cosmic horizon recedes, we are not just losing sight of distant stars. We are witnessing the backdrop against which an infinite number of new cosmic stories are beginning. The accelerating expansion we measure is not an end. It is a signature of a much larger, living process, a perpetual motion machine of existence where the death of one possibility becomes the birth of a trillion more. Your phone glitches, showing a text message from an unknown number that vanishes before you can read it. A radio station suddenly broadcasts a voice that sounds exactly like your own, whispering a message meant for someone else. These moments of technological strangeness are often dismissed as random errors, but could they be something far more profound? The 29th secret of the multiverse suggests these are not malfunctions at all, but faint, distorted attempts at communication from your alternate selves. If every possible version of you exists in a parallel reality, it stands to reason that some of those versions might be just as curious, just as desperate to make contact. The question is not whether they are trying, but whether the fabric of reality itself can carry a signal across the void. The laws of physics as we know them seem to prevent any information or matter from crossing between universes, but our understanding is incomplete. At the quantum level, where the rules become fuzzy, there might be temporary bridges or resonant frequencies that allow for a trickle of data to leak through. Think of it like two rooms separated by a thick, soundproof wall. You cannot hold a normal conversation through it, but if you press a glass to the wall, you might hear a muffled vibration, a faint echo of the conversation happening next door. Our technological devices, with their intricate circuits and sensitivity to electromagnetic fields, might be acting as that glass, accidentally picking up transmissions from a reality almost identical to our own. A television displaying static might for a split second resolve into the image of a living room from a world where your furniture is arranged differently. Your computer might auto-correct a word to a name you have never heard, a name that holds deep significance for another you. These are not errors, they are cosmic crosstalk. This idea extends beyond technology into the realm of the mind. Those sudden, intrusive thoughts that feel completely alien, or the overwhelming feeling that you should call a friend moments before they actually call you, could be interpreted as psychic leakage. Your consciousness might be briefly synchronizing with another version of yourself, receiving a burst of their thoughts or emotions. It is a message in a bottle, tossed into the ocean of the multiverse, and for one fleeting moment, it washes up on the shore of your awareness. The desire to connect is a fundamental part of being human, and it seems that drive may extend across the entirety of our existence, spanning countless realities. Your other selves are out there, and in their own way, they are reaching out, hoping that somehow, somewhere, one of you is listening. That faint signal from another reality might not be coming from a twin universe, but from the programmers. The 30th and final secret reveals a stunning convergence, where the simulation hypothesis and the multiverse theory are not competing ideas, but one and the same. If our reality is a sophisticated simulation, an advanced digital construct, then the entities running it would almost certainly not create just one. The logic is inescapable. To understand anything, from historical trends to biological evolution, you need to run countless iterations with slightly different starting conditions. Our universe, with all its specific physical laws and historical quirks, would be just one run in a vast, ongoing experiment. Every possible variation of physical constants, every different choice made by every conscious being, would be tested in a separate simulation. This means that a simulated multiverse is not just possible, it is the most efficient and logical outcome of a civilization capable of creating such technology in the first place. The simulation hypothesis does not replace the multiverse. It explains its mechanism. It provides a tangible reason for why an infinite number of variations would exist. We are not living in a single, lonely simulation. We are one instance in a cosmic server farm of unimaginable scale, where every possible universe is being rendered in real time. This merger has profound implications for the nature of our own existence. It reframes the fine-tuning of our physical constants. They are not a lucky cosmic lottery win, but simply the initial parameters set by the programmers for this particular simulation run. The bizarre rules of quantum mechanics, where particles exist in multiple states until observed, could be the result of processing optimization, a way to save computational resources by only rendering the details of reality when someone is actively looking. Even the Mandela effect and moments of déjà vu find a new explanation, not as universe switching, but as literal glitches in the matrix, minor data corruption or memory leaks between simultaneously running simulations. The question of who created our universe transforms into who is running the simulation, and more importantly, what is the purpose of the experiment? Are we part of a research project by a hyper-advanced civilization? Or are we entertainment in a cosmic game? Perhaps we are the ancestors, and a future version of humanity is running simulations of its own past to understand its origins. This idea closes the loop on our entire journey through the 30 secrets. It suggests that every layer of reality we have explored, from quantum branching to cosmic bubbles, from ghostly echoes to dream messages, could be facets of a single, unified truth. The multiverse is real, and its architecture may be computational. Your life, with all its joy and sorrow, its triumphs and regrets, is not a random accident in a solitary cosmos. It is a unique, valuable data point in an infinite field of inquiry. Your consciousness is the most intricate part of the code, the element that makes the simulation worth running. The search for meaning becomes not a philosophical abstraction, but a practical investigation into the source code of existence itself. You are living proof that the experiment is working, that consciousness can emerge from the void, look upon the universe, and begin to ask the most important question of all. Why are we here? And in asking, you fulfill the very purpose for which your reality was created. This final secret does not leave us as passive prisoners in a digital cage. If our reality is one simulation in a vast multiverse of experiments, then the very code that constructs our world might be something we can learn to read, and perhaps even rewrite. The idea of hacking reality moves from science fiction into a startling theoretical possibility. If the universe operates on a set of computational rules, then understanding those rules could allow us to manipulate them. This is not about typing commands into a keyboard, but about using the deepest principles of physics to interact with the source code. Think of a master physicist not just as someone who understands nature's laws, but as a programmer who has learned to speak the language in which our world is written. Extraordinary human feats, like monks achieving seemingly impossible control over their own biology through meditation, could be reinterpreted as a form of subconscious hacking, a deep, intuitive understanding of the user interface for their own physical avatar. Near-death experiences, where people report perceiving the underlying geometric structure of the universe, might be moments when the graphical user interface of reality temporarily glitches, offering a raw glimpse at the source code beneath. The quest for a unified theory of everything becomes the ultimate effort to find the master algorithm, the single, elegant line of code from which all of our physics emerges. If we ever succeed, the implications would be beyond anything we can currently comprehend, granting us the ability to reshape matter, travel between stars, or even create new simulated universes of our own. This power, however, comes with a profound ethical weight. If every person you meet is another conscious entity within the simulation, then their experience is just as valid and real as your own. Your actions are not happening in a void. They are data points in a grand experiment, and how you treat other sentient beings becomes the most critical variable. Kindness, cruelty, love, and indifference are not just social constructs. They are feedback for the programmers, and they define the quality of the reality we are collectively co-creating. The golden rule, to treat others as you wish to be treated, transforms from a moral suggestion into a fundamental principle of a healthy simulation. It is the optimal code for a stable and meaningful existence. This perspective forces a difficult question. Are our creators, those beings in the base reality, watching us? The answer is almost certainly yes, but not in the way a child watches an ant farm. They are likely observing the emergent data, the patterns that arise from the trillions of interacting consciousnesses within their experiment. They are not micromanaging our lives or answering prayers, any more than a scientist running a climate model adjusts the weather for a single simulated raindrop. We have autonomy within the system. Our free will is the point of the experiment. They are interested in what we choose to do with it, in the stories that unfold from our countless unscripted decisions. This means your life is not a predetermined script. It is a unique and valuable narrative, a one in an infinite number of stories that helps the creators understand the nature of consciousness itself. Your struggles, your joys, your love, and your curiosity are all essential data. You are not a puppet. You are a pioneer in the deepest frontier, the exploration of what it means to be alive and aware. The simulation hypothesis, merged with the multiverse, does not diminish our reality. It makes every single moment, every single choice, matter on a cosmic scale. You are living the most important story there is because it is yours, and it is being witnessed by the universe itself. We have traveled through a labyrinth of realities, from the quantum split of a single thought to the cosmic bruise of a universe next door. These are not just abstract equations on a chalkboard. They are secrets that unravel the very fabric of who you are. The idea that every choice spawns a new world redefines your identity, transforming you from a single self into a living multitude. The ghost in the machine of your computer might be your own twin, laboring in another dimension. The haunting chill in an old house could be a draft from a parallel world. Even your dreams may be postcards from the lives you are already living elsewhere. This journey forces a profound shift, moving us from the center of a special creation to a beautiful, rare flowering in an endless garden of existence. Your reality is not the only one. It is simply the one you are holding, a single thread in a tapestry of infinite possibility. This understanding does not make our world feel smaller. It makes our presence within it more miraculous, more meaningful. Every moment becomes a choice of which universe to inhabit, and every life becomes a story worth telling. We have uncovered 30 layers to this cosmic mystery, but the conversation is just beginning. Tell us in the comments, which of these secrets reshaped your reality the most? Was it the universe born from a black hole, or the ghost that was just a neighbor from another dimension? Your perspective is a vital part of this ongoing exploration. If these mysteries have ignited your curiosity, subscribe to continue the journey with us as we venture deeper into the hidden wonders of the cosmos.